Hey, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors unto our elders and the apostles, the great millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations be into the hopeful elect. Those in this gospel, bro, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is a quick lesson to the spirit update. This was sent to me by text message. Man, to show you that this cashless system is going to be here any day now. Okay, so I guess with that revision that Biden has signed into office, I believe it's like March 9th of 2002 of this year, when basically taking over basically the central banking digital currencies, when they're going to basically convert over to digital currencies, and they're going to do away with cash. Okay, and this gives them full control of your bank accounts, your money, everything, which is setting up the system for the mark of the beast. Okay. This is crazy because we've been talking about this. We've been going into prophecy, and this is prophecy being fulfilled because they're controlling the narrative, man. Okay. For those of you that doubted and was skeptical about the word we brought out, the scripture says in 2 Peter, we have a more sure word of prophecy. Okay. And it says here, now your card supports contactless transactions, man. Okay, because the cards that we currently use now, like the credit cards, the debit cards, you have chips in them, or you could put them in like the chip reader to read it, the algorithm, and then it could process the payment. If that fails, then you swipe it and then it goes through. But now this is like some contactless shit, man. Okay, so hey, man, any day now this thing can go into play, which they're talking about December 13th, but we'll see, because Esau, he switches things up in mid-game. He tries to throw off the narrative. But ultimately, they've been fear-mongering and getting people to pretty much bow down to the system. Okay? So it says here, faster transactions. It says your new card includes the latest chip technology, including support for contactless transactions. See? That's upgrading right there. They're already talking about cashless transactions and so forth, making it so-called convenient for your convenience. But wait a minute, wasn't cash convenient? Wasn't a debit card convenient? Wasn't a credit card convenient? Wasn't the Apple Pay, the Google Pay, the Samsung Pay? Wasn't all those things considered convenient? You see? But this is this devil's way of gradually pushing this thing on you people, because it's called gradualism. Okay, he's desensitizing you people, and he's pumping this shit in the media concept about digital payments, wireless transactions, Amazon to go, this, that. Okay, this is what he's been doing. He's been duping you people down to the point that when this does happen, you people won't be so amused by or immune. You won't be so off guard with it, but it's going to catch a lot of people off guard, because the big blowback is going to be people going to lose a lot of money. Okay, because once this system goes under, a lot of you that have money in the bank is going to get converted over to digital currencies. A lot of you are going to lose that tangible cash, man. Okay, so honestly speaking, if you were smart, you would probably be trying to pull your cash out the banks now, though it's not going to do so much as good as to when everything converts over. But nonetheless, man, you still have a little buying power with the money you have. All right, so with that being said, this thing is coming quick. It says contactless means that you don't have to insert your card into the point of sale terminal and wait, because you know how you put it in, you wait 10 seconds and then all of a sudden approves it. It says save time and energy, you tap. And this is a credit card, okay? This was a credit card that they had received in the replace of the old one they had, okay? Which they can't use the old one no more. They pretty much shut it off. So now they have to use this one, okay? It's like equivalent to if you report your car stolen or lost, they turn it off and then they send you a new one. So they automatically switched off the old technology, and now you have to use this. And I'm sure that if you have a credit card, I'm sure that brothers and sisters out there, you may be receiving this in the mail, okay? Because they're upgrading everything. It says every chip transaction and every contactless payment or contactless transaction includes a unique code, helping to protect against fraud, to keep your information safe. And that's the bait and switch. Okay, fraud, because you notice we've been having all these so-called cyber attacks. These corporations have been getting hacked. Okay, the NSA has been on edge about information, social security cards, leaking information, all this nonsense, right? All this so they can push fear on you people, to push this narrative that things are actually happening. And it is a lot of shit that's happening, but a lot of times behind these particular cyber warfare attacks be your own governments and corporations. You know, all of a sudden, hypothetically speaking, all of a sudden, 90 or 900,000 T-Mobile customers, information has been hacked due to cyber warfare or some shit. But that's just a ploy they use to push this, okay? Because they know that they can play out the emotions of you people when it comes to your commerce and it comes to your consumerism, okay? You're consuming things because you Americans, man, you pride yourself off what you're able to afford and how high you're able to live off the slop hog. Okay, you pride yourselves in your possessions, man, and materialism is a big one. This is why you're the biggest consuming nation, and this is the reason why they can play off your emotions financially, okay? Because they're gonna force you people into this system, and if you don't comply, hey, you're just gonna be left out there, man, okay? And some people hunted and put to death, and they showed you that in that movie Demolition Man. You had the people would call scraps that lived underground because they didn't accept Proctor's New World Order, and those that complied and took the MOTB, they was able to remain in society, eating fucking Taco Bell all goddamn day. Okay, which is a joke. It says the information on your card is protected by unique keys. Contactless transactions only work within 1 or 2 inches from the point of sale terminal. So you don't even have to just put it by this boop, there you go. All right. So it says your first new Texas National Bank MasterCard will be active September 26. It says continue to use your existing card until then, but please be aware that your card number has changed. See, they already controlling the narrative, man. You know, and it says if you have automatic payments with your current card, make sure you contact each vendor with the new updated card number to help avoid any interruptions in your service. Okay, and they tell you here how to use it. Look for the terminal contactless symbol on the payment terminal. Tap your card to the front of the POS terminal. Wait for the beep or green light. Before moving your card, you can put your card away. You won't need it again. Hey, just getting close, man. Follow any instructions on the screen. You may be asked to sign or enter your PIN. So, yeah, they ramping this thing up, man. Okay, and I mean, this shit is plain as day. If you can't see it, it's because you're blind. All right, so this is the book of Hosea 12, and I'm going to start at verses 7. It says, he is a merchant, and the balances of deceit are in his hand, and he loved to oppress. This is oppression, man. And this is the balance of deceit because he's promoting this thing like it's a form of protection for the people, but in reality, it's to get control of the narrative, man. Okay, this is the control narrative of the MOTB systems that's coming into fruition, and he's doing it through gradualism. Okay, that was the whole thing of the C19, the whole thing about the businesses, the stimmies as we call them. Okay, because the stimmies is nothing more but inflation that's packaged up and sold back to you to create more debt and more inflation. So while you niggas are sitting up here happy about a $1,400 stimulus check, don't you understand that just imploded the economy even more? Don't you understand the price of shit is going up now? Okay, because the Fed spending and the rate hikes and so forth, government spending, they not gonna cut that shit because they continue to fund the government to take out money for this war and whatever else they want to do to oppress you people, man. But yet, the people, they're going to suffer from it because inflation is getting ready to hit an all-time high. Okay, they're talking about QE5 now, which is quantitative easing, which I don't think they're going to go to QE5, but who knows? Okay, Esau is known for putting a rabbit out his head at the last minute. But basically, quantitative easing allows them to borrow money from the Fed at a 0% interest rate. Okay, so basically, it can keep funding the government and it can keep funding American spending habits, which is going to pretty much do away with the dollar. They're basically going to run the dollar dry to the point that they don't have no choice but to collapse it and introduce this new digital-based system, which we're talking about coming into fruition this year. Okay, now, like I said, we're going to see how things are going to play out, but eventually they're going to want to put that C-hip in your ass, man. Okay. Says he is a merchant, and the balances of his hand, or says the balances of the sea are in his hand, and he loved to oppress, and it is oppression. Okay, the New World Order is based on the oppression, starting with you, Negro, Latino, and Native American. Okay, so this is the book of James 5:1. It says, go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that should come upon you. And who's doing this? This is the elite. Okay, the elite bankers are the ones that's behind this new digital system because this is something they've been talking about since the 80s, man. Okay, you had several books that came out in 1984 Okay, men was going into this, the whole concept of the 3 world wars, man, getting everybody on board with this new system. They've been talking about this for some time, and they've been wanting to do this several administrations ago, but the Lord didn't allow it until now. And it says, your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth eating, and your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them should be witnesses against you, and should eat your flesh as it were fire. It says, ye have heaped together treasures for the last days, okay, and the souls of men, okay, enslaving humanity, okay, the new world order. All these things are part of this man's treasure, okay, because he have slaves, you see. And it says, because of the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, because this is a fraudulent based system. Okay, like Nixon took the people off the gold standard and promising to that if a situation like this ever occurred, you would be able to get an ounce of gold. Like if you held what they call a Federal Reserve certificate at that time, which is a real dollar, you were promised an ounce of gold, which an ounce of gold at that time was probably $35 an ounce. Okay, now at this time, an ounce of gold is running your ass probably $1,400-$1,400. Okay, but they've been fluctuating, I think gold and silver have remained stagnant and even dropped in value to some degree. But everything else has went up. Okay, but in the 70s, you can get an ounce of gold for as little as $30-$35, man. Okay, if you had tangible money on hand, you was promised gold. But see, Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard, and this is the result of it today, which was actually started by the elites. Okay, but it says here, which of you is kept back by fraud, crieth in the cries of them which have reaped and entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, which is the Lord of the armies. It says, ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been one time, which is undisciplined, and you have nourished your hearts as in the days of slaughter. You have condemned and killed the just, and he does not resist you. Okay, and that's the point, because they can't resist you because you people are too engrafted in this system. Okay, you're too engrafted and too encapsulated in this man's kingdom. Okay, and he's got your mind by the material shit, by the money, by the illusion of freedom, by the illusion of buying high dollar purchases. By Mercedes-Benz, you think you on top of the world. Hey, he's got you already. One more precept here, and we gonna end it. This is the book of Psalms 33:10. It says, for Yahweh bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught, and this is his counsel, starting up the NWO, and he maketh the devices of the people of none effect, because though he's going to microchip people, he's going to do what he has to do, but overall, he's not going to touch the elect with it. Okay, when he's getting ready to roll on the elect, that's when Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to raise up that standard. Okay, and that's what Michael is going to raise up, and he's going to protect the people, protect the saints. Us, man. Lord's will be of that number. Okay, but anyway, this was just a quick lesson, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And with that, shalom and a baba ball.